You may have heard about the situation with Yuka Takaoka, who they call a real-life Yandere. I covered the situation briefly years back, and plenty of channels covered this. You probably heard about the news somewhere, and if not on YouTube, maybe somewhere else on the internet. If you're out of the loop or would like a brief refresher, we can take a look at Tokyo Reporter, who wrote here, from 2019. Last month in Tokyo, Yuka Takuoka, 21, rose to fame online for all the wrong reasons. On May 23rd, she was arrested for allegedly using a kitchen knife to stab her boyfriend, who was a bar host, inside their 5th floor residence in Shinjuku Ward. The boyfriend, the victim, had survived, claiming to hold no grudge. They also talk about him being transported to a hospital in serious condition, and other reports claim that he was in there for about 5 days, even in a coma. Yuka herself had apparently left the apartment after stabbing him, going to the building's lobby where officers had apparently found her covered in blood. It also sounds like this all started because she found pictures of him with other women on his phone. Although he also worked at a bar, and it sounds like these may just be friends or associates or coworkers, and it's not really a certain thing that he was cheating or anything like that. Ultimately, she was sentenced all the way back on December 3rd of 2019, a sentence of 3.5 years in prison, releasing sometime in 2023 or 2024. Now the update and why we're talking about this situation once again. Many people on social media are claiming that she has been released. And although I haven't seen official confirmation on that regarding like any legal filings or reports such as that, it does seem like she is active on her social media accounts. On her old pictures are recent comments celebrating her apparent return and release, with people saying things like, "The Queen is back," as well as, well, there's a lot, but I want to show you this particular one that says, "She did nothing wrong. I love her and I hope she does it again." Yeah, you love her so much that you want her to get locked up again. You want her to go back to prison. Aren't these great fans that she has? Now, over in the US, I do know that some convicts in prisons can get a hold of cell phones, although of course that would be contraband, but still some manage to make it happen and even post on social media accounts. Although over in Japan, I'm not so sure how possible that would be. And also, given the information we have on her sentencing and the timelines and all that, it does seem like she very well may be released and she may be out on social media right now. That very well may be the case. And the other thing I want to talk about too is the sentencing she got though. Attempted murder, 3.5 years. That seems really light, at least to my knowledge of how this stuff would work in the US. Again, this is obviously a case that occurred in Japan. So maybe I'm just out of the loop with how things work over there, but I can tell you this much. I've seen a lot of cases in the US where men get sentenced for attempted murder, and oftentimes they get around 20 years from the cases that I've seen. Of course, if you have more info on this stuff and want to fill us in the comments, feel free to. I also bring up cases with men specifically because that's just what I follow more. I don't know too many cases off the top of my head involving women. But I did a quick search and I got this from Google real quick. NYC woman sentenced to 21 years for trying to kill her lookalike with a poisoned cheesecake. Now, as crazy as that sounds, I'm not here to talk about that situation and cover all this stuff. And obviously, criminal records and stuff would also be a potential factor in all that. But long story short, all that aside, it does sound like 3.5 years over in Japan for what Yuka did is arguably still very, very light sentencing. So let me know what you think about her apparent release, the comments that you saw, and also the apparent light sentencing. Yeah, let me know what you think about all that stuff in the comments. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you there.